In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use an image as the background of your website. We're going to make it responsive, and we're also going to create an overlay to make everything on top more readable. By the way, before you get started, if you're here, I'm sure you want to become a programmer, and yes, here on YouTube you can learn a lot, but one of the best ways to actually improve, especially if you want to make this a career, is to take some courses made by experts in the field. Usually these courses are structured in a way that makes it easier for you to learn properly, and I've selected for you some of the best courses and learning platforms. You'll find the links in the description down below, and by using those links you're gonna help this channel as well. Here I've got the basic structure. I'm going to change the title to background image, something like that. And then here inside of my body I want my container like that. Then inside here I want my H1, my website like this, and then a few paragraphs. I'm actually going to copy and paste them like this. Okay, perfect. By the way, I'm using Live Server and Prettier, which is a code formatter. If you want to know how they work, etc., etc., I've made videos about them as well, so all the links will be in the description down below. So this is what we get, right? Nothing fancy, because now we need to go to our main CSS, but first, of course, we need to link a CSS file here, so main CSS like that. Perfect. So let's switch to our main CSS file, our body, margin 0, and then the main container going to be padding 50 pixels. Of course, this is something that I need for the video, but you will have your own style, of course. Then main container H1, text align center, font size 40 pixels, margin bottom 50 pixels, like that. So we've got something like this, okay? And then we want to place an image as the background, and of course we want to make it responsive so that it works properly even on mobile. So first of all, we want to set the image as the background of our body, and we can use the property background image like that, URL, and then I've got my background image, and this is what you get. And let's actually make the text white, otherwise we're not gonna see anything. So color white like that, right? Perfect. As you can see, if we scroll up and down, the image moves up and down with the page, right? And we don't want that. And if we zoom out, as you can see, the image is repeated to cover the screen. So you've got the image which has this size, right? And then it doesn't stretch to cover the whole screen, right? It's just repeated, right, to cover the whole screen. So if you've got a bigger screen, you'll see something like this, and it's not great. And the same thing if we do something like this. So if we zoom in and we scroll down, you can see that the image is repeated, and you don't want that, right? You want the image to actually stretch to cover the whole thing. By the way, if you've watched some of my videos and you're wondering how you can support my work, you can do that by becoming a member of my Patreon, where you also get exclusive perks. So if you want to help the channel, you'll find the link in the description down below. Let's actually fix the repetition. So we can do that by using background, repeat, no repeat, and that fixes the repetition, right? But as you can see, instead of having the images here, you've got this white space. It doesn't make sense, right? And still the image goes up and down. So it goes up and down with the page. So first of all, let's address the fact that it doesn't stretch to cover the whole thing. And we're going to use the property background size cover. So as you can see now, if you zoom out, the image stretches to actually cover the whole screen, which is really, really nice, right? Really, really nice. And same thing if we use the sort of mobile version. As you can see, it covers the whole thing, but actually there is a problem. First of all, the image still goes up and down, and also right now if you zoom out, you can see the white thing here, and it doesn't look great, right? So we actually want to fix that as well. And we can do this by using the property background attachment fixed. So now the image is fixed. As you can see, the text, the page goes up and down, but the image is fixed. You don't have that problem with the white space anymore down here, and the image doesn't move around. So that's pretty cool, but there is still a problem. And the problem is that, as you can see, if you've got an image that is really bright or has really bright sections, like here, for example, it might be difficult to actually read, to be able to read the text properly, and you want to actually sort of darken the image. You can actually edit the picture and darken it, but I just want to do things using CSS. Actually, two ways to do that. When we use the property background image, so this thing here, we can actually write different images separated by a comma, and the images will be one on top of the other in the order they're written in, okay? So first will be the one at the top, then the second will be just beneath the first one, and so on and so forth. And the last one will be the one at the bottom. So let's actually say that you've got another image. I actually have one, and it's called overlay.png, comma like that. So basically, this tells the browser you've got two background images. This is the one at the top, and this is beneath this one, which means that if this one doesn't have any transparency at all, then this one will be invisible, so you won't be able to see it. And this is basically a black image with transparency 50%. So that means that you are going to see through that and see also part of this one. By the way, if you're liking the video, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel as well for more videos like this one. So let's actually see the result. As you can see now, things are more readable, right? But still, you're using a fixed image, which means that if you've got a brighter picture or whatever, you need to change this one all the time, and that's not ideal in my opinion. So there is another way. Instead of using an image here, you can use gradients, and gradients are actually treated like images in this case, and you can use them here, right? The cool thing about gradients is that you can change the opacity, the colors, etc., etc. So that's really, really cool. So a gradient needs at least two values, the start value and the end value, and I'm going to do something like this. So in a gradient, so the first value is going to be 0, 0, 0, 0.3, and the second value is going to be the same, 0, 0, 0, 0.3, like that. Perfect. And the thing is that now you've got this gradient which covers the whole body, because this is treated like the background image, and it starts from black with 30% opacity and it ends with black 30% opacity. So basically this image is covered by a black layer with 30% opacity, and let's see what we actually get. So as you can see, that's already looking better, and you don't need to change the image, the overlay image all the time. You can just come here, do like 0.9, 0.9. As you can see, that's darker, and you can even start from, let's say 1, just to show you, and go back to 0.1, which is 100% and 10%. So as you can see up here, you've got 100%, so you can't see through that, but then it goes down 90, 80, 70, 60, etc., etc., down to 10% here, right? Actually like 0.3 and 0.3, but you can also change, for example, the color. So you can do something like red, and down here you've got red, and up here you don't have red because you've got black, etc., etc., etc. So there are a lot of cool things that you can do with the gradients, and I think they are the easiest way to actually create the overlay for the background image. And if you know how to use them, you can create really, really cool effects. So I'll let you experiment with that. So this is basically our final result, and I think that's really, really cool. If you're still watching, it means that you're one of the few people who are really serious about learning. So I'm sure you want to check out this other video you see on the screen. Don't forget to check out my Patreon, and also like the video and subscribe to the channel as well. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.